Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road. It's time for the men's final in this European Individual Championships powered by Betard. So without further ado, let's get the players on court. So our first player, he knocked out yesterday the defending champion, Nicky Muller. Would you please welcome, from France, Auguste Dussourd. And his opponent, also from France, the number 1 seed, the world number 8, Vista, Crouin. And your referee for this men's final, please show your appreciation from the Czech Republic, Thomas Flota.
Half time. Time.
So, squash fans, welcome back. This is it, the final match on the final day, the men's individual title, the European Championships, powered by Betard. Here with Adrian Fornacek again to the commentary with me on this one. Thoroughly enjoyed our commentary last couple of days, my friend, but all good things have to come to an end. And are we going to get a five-setter here, or do you think it's going to be plain sailing for the number one seed?
Well, I think each and every person that's come to Hasta Vista to witness this final is hoping for at least one more than just 3 games. So everything above 3 games, I think, will be great. Although a 3-0 win for Dussourd, I think, would go down really well with this crowd. As we seen yesterday, they really love the underdog story, and Dussourd is the real underdog story in this tournament.
Yeah.
Obviously seeded quite high, but beating Rafael Kandra is a non-small feat.
Yeah.
Yesterday, dispatching the defending champion, Niklas Müller. And today,
Well, I'm going to make a prediction because you've got them all right so far.
Final match.
3-1 Crouin.
Crouin of France to serve. Auguste Dussourd of France to receive.
By the look on your face, that's what you were going to go for.
I was just gonna say it's very risky of you. Yeah, I'm gonna agree that Dussourd is going to win at least a game. That's what I want to see. I think Crouin just wanted some more applause before we start. Although with Dussourd and his win yesterday, he must be physically and mentally exhausted. I wonder if he, had a chance to recover.
Well, we're going to find out fairly soon because Crouin is going to put him through the mill, that's for sure. But as you say, having knocked out the defending champion and also, as you say previously, Rafael Kandra, he's earned his place in this final. He's not had an easy ride. And obviously he'll know his teammate very well. And whilst there'll be a level of respect, there's...
Yeah, the problem with Crouin is he does pretty much everything good, so it's not easy to find a weak spot. So I think Dussourd needs to lean on his strong points, particularly his forehand. Can get very creative there, but as we can see, Crouin prefers the other side of the court. So that will be an interesting dynamic. So a big difference in racket preparation, although, Crouin is a player that has his racket up pretty much all the time and very early.
Yeah.
Dussourd, a bit of the opposite. Obviously, all the pro players very good in that aspect, but just, small differences.
I just wonder if
He got that.
we'll be able to raise the tempo of this. Oh, that's fantastic. Just slotted away by Crouin. No, I was going to say the pace of the Müller-Dussourd match yesterday was significantly higher than the type of pace that Crouin likes to play at. And I'm just wondering if that might be a weapon that Dussourd can use, or whether Crouin's just going to dictate the pace of the play.
As he did yesterday against Dimitri Steinman in the semi-final, where Crouin won 3-love. It was close in the last one. Steinman was leading 11-10, but then things happen.
That's great.
But Crouin was rather happy to get off court with just 3 games, as he told you after the match. And that's the first point for Dussourd, who after his semi-final said that he would rather play his French teammate because that means there are 2 medals from the guaranteed for the French side. Guess he didn't know that if they had to play for the bronze medal, they could also just not play and get 2 medals as well, as the Swiss players found out today.
Yeah.
According to European Squash Federation's rules. That's why we didn't have our bronze medal matches today. That lob will have to get better and higher. It worked yesterday for Dussourd against Miller.
Yeah.
Yes, left. Yes, left. You could have made a little bit more effort to get to that ball as well.
It's a good decision, I think, by Forte. As I say, the attitude of Dussourd is a little bit nonchalant and didn't really show that he was even going to attempt to go through and play that. So I think first sort of decision there by Forte. Yeah, it was very, very little effort, and I think he could have easily got a no-let there.
And a good explanation by the referee. So a good start for him.
Yeah.
No let.
And that time Thomas Forte's had about enough of Dussourd's nonsense. He's going to have to show he wants to go through, at least. Well, it's been an almost perfect start
7-1.
for Victor Crouin.
Exactly. I don't know if it's just his expression, facial expression, but I've seen him probably 2 hours before the match and he seemed very concentrated, ready all the time. You know, the model professional that he is. There's a bit of contact in this rally.
Yeah, but that time pushing through, showing he wants to play the ball. He knows he's not going to get anything cheap from the Czech referee.
1.
Again.
Yes, left. Mr. Dussourd, please be careful with your movement after your shot. You need to allow your opponent to get to this ball. Right side.
Okay, so
8-1. No more discussion, please. 8-1.
so Forte is talking about the movement after he's hit the ball. We can see it here.
Yep, going back into the line of the other player.
Yeah.
So completely agree with the Czech referee.
Yep.
Also like the way he's handling it, not too much discussion.
Yeah.
Let's just get on with it.
Yeah, and obviously in playing that shot, there's nothing wrong with playing the straight drive, but obviously if your opponent is right behind you, it's almost certain that you're going to cause interference. So it's about shot selection from Dussourd there rather than it being a bad shot. It's just the wrong shot in that situation. So it's not just about playing a shot, it's about looking at where your opponent is and the route they're going to have to take to that ball you've just played, which was perfectly explained by Thomas Forte. Wow.
It's been some really good shots from Dussourd in this rally, but Crouin
He's
is
got to
getting
that
them
as
all
well.
back.
Oh my God, well, that is what Dussourd's going to have to do to win points.
And out. 2.
It's going to be a hard day at work.
That's what he did yesterday against Nicolas Miller. Also a slow start for Dussourd in that match. Yeah, that's better. That's much better.
3-9.
From the older of the two players, because Dussourd is 27, Crouin 24. Dussourd's highest world ranking was 21.
That's just too good.
That's too good from world number 8.
And out. 10-3. Game ball.
But Dussourd can take some positives from the end of this first game.
Yep.
If it ends soon.
Yeah. Telegraph the shot. Crouin onto it easily.
Game to Crouin. Crouin leads 1 game to love.
W Betard od ponad 30 lat produkujemy prefabrykaty betonowe dla wszystkich typów budownictwa. Wspieramy największe realizacje w kraju. Dbamy o to, by Twoja inwestycja miała solidną konstrukcję. Betard. Mocny partner w budownictwie.
Seconds. Play will resume in 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. Crouin leads 1 game to love. Level.
Back for the second game of this European final. Victor Crouin, the two-time European junior champion, now trying to win a title as a senior. And just as that first game ended, as you said, that cross-court flick from Dussourd, Crouin just sees it, as he did a moment ago. Dussourd has to be careful when he plays that shot.
Oh, it's a lovely defending lob there from Dussourd.
Stroke to Crouin. You gave him no access to that ball. 1 love, not the same.
Dussourd is saying that in the other situations, Crouin didn't give him access and the decisions weren't as severe.
Beautiful skid boast there from Crouin, showing a bit of variety in how he's moving the ball to all 4 corners.
Throw to Dussourd. And out. 1-0.
a shame because he had Crouin on the back foot.
And out.
Yeah.
2-1.
Just played it too slowly and therefore made it hard to execute. Maybe he was thinking of another shot and changed his mind, but that might end up being the difference in the end because Crouin gives very little away in unforced errors, as we've seen this week. Have to earn pretty much every point against the #1 seed.
Down.
And again, thinking what a good advice would be for Dussourd right now, and what I've came up with is that he just has to play the match of his life, just less than 24 hours after he just played one of the matches of his life. Because what else can you do?
Yeah, I mean, he has to be patient and he has to. Oh, there you go. There is an unforced error from Crouin, but
3.
no, I think with Crouin, it's going to take maybe another half a dozen shots in a rally in order to get him enough out of position to safely execute a winner. Whereas I think the attacking could start a little earlier with Mulai. I don't think the risk reward is going to pay off with Crouin if he does that. So I think he's just got to be patient. And as you say though, has the physicality that he had to use yesterday, is that going to have an effect? I know he's a young man, but that was a brutal match. It was, I would say, probably the best match of the week.
Yes, sir. 2, 3.
Do you think sometimes PSA players, the higher ranked players, get decisions easier
Oh, no, that is a good question.
just because, you know, you don't want to upset?
I don't think they do consciously, no. I think if it is something that happens, it's maybe a subconscious thing of the respect of a higher ranked player, but I certainly don't think referees
Dude, I'm not saying
consciously do it, but
not intentionally.
no,
No.
not at all. But I think sometimes the top players, the referees have seen more, so they know what they're capable of. So if there is a decision that requires the benefit of the doubt, they're more likely to get that. So maybe that feels like they're getting more sway, but
Perhaps. And obviously Thomas Forter is a very experienced referee, so he's probably the perfect person to referee this final.
yeah, no, I agree.
Sans maybe John Mazzarella, who's I don't think he refereed any matches in this tournament.
No, he was only here to lend support to the referee team, do a few assessments, but lovely to have him here. He's been here many times before here at Hasta, Vista over the years. And of course, one of the game's best servants. Oh, that's off the floor.
And out. 4-4.
Well, shame because I had a very good angle to attack there.
You did. But it's a much better start from Dussourd in this one. Obviously, he got a long way behind very quickly in the first game. But we have parity in the second. And we have seen a couple of unforced errors from Crouin in this second game.
Well, he is only human, and if you stay patient and try to put some pressure on him constantly, those errors will come from anyone. It's just a question of how long can you do it and not make errors yourself.
Yeah. Well, both players just happy to put the ball up and down the side wall at the moment. Neither player seemingly wanting to push the issue.
That would be the definition of European squash, I suspect. It's a style of play.
Oh, I think we'll have a warning from Thomas Forte.
5-4, conduct warning, Dussourd for recognition.
Yeah. Conduct warning, I think it was just pure frustration because, to be honest, the boast that Crouin put in there was really poor and
It's awful, yeah.
and ended up winning the point from it because of the unforced error playing the drop from Dussourd.
It just seems the easier the chances he gets, the more errors he makes.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday when it had to be reaction squash, you know, high speed, we were actually having that discussion about how the pace of the ball can affect how players react. You can have players that if you fire the ball at them, they can react and hit good shots, but as soon as you slow the pace down, they seem unable to execute a shot properly.
But the best players are also the best at breaking the rhythm of the other player.
Yeah.
So Crouin is probably no exception here. Although, yeah, it's still very close, pretty close. This is more of what we want to see from the underdog. Suppose in this situation, the players cannot be coached by their national coaches because they're playing, you know, their compatriots.
Yeah, we had a situation like that earlier in the week, and from what I could see, certainly Renveen stayed stony-faced in his seat, as he often does most of the time. And I thought maybe one of the other, they might share the task, but no, it did seem that neither got involved at all.
Sometimes one of the fellow players do that, but usually I think the players are just left to their own, which is also unusual, and this isn't unusual for Dussourd in this game. It's becoming a habit.
Yeah. And as I did say, the unforced errors may simply be the difference in this match, and they've both had a fair number of them, but it's been more for Dussourd. Crouin has opened up a very useful lead now. Great retrieving. No, referee says that time the ball was too good. The line was behind.
Hand out.
I'm sure Crouin agrees, but
5-7.
I still think Dussourd could have done a bit more with clearing. He is, as you keep saying, a bit nonchalant with everything he does, on and off the court and around the court.
I think it's that split-second moment of the line to the ball. If the ball is going down the wall at 100 plus miles an hour, of course the line to it is changing every millisecond. So, and the referee is at a different angle to where we are. But I would say the ball was behind Dussourd at the time Crouin got there. So, once again, Thomas Forte has made a good decision from our point of view.
To say this is a very good rally for Dussourd. Just afraid he's gonna do something bad at the end of it. He didn't, which is great.
Yeah.
I'm watching you. 6-7.
So I think Crouin got a taste of his own medicine in that rally, with the Dussourd being the patient one. Dussourd quickly onto that cross court, and he's got Crouin in a bit of trouble here. But he's recovered. The counter drop.
Yes, lad.
Referee says yes, let. I think he was through to that
Ball
counter drop.
service, please.
I'm assuming there was a little bit of contact there as the... I'll have a little look on the replay, but pretty sure Dussourd would have been through had it not been for... The question was it minimal?
Yeah, it was a good counter drop from Crouin.
It was a great counter, but I just think, you know, he's right on his shoulder. Yeah. No complaints from Crouin.
6, 7.
So they play the point again. It's important few points now here for Dussourd. He's one game down. He won't want to try and win this match from 2-0 down against a player like Victor Crouin. So next few points, if he is going to claim this title, I would say are the most important of the match.
And out. 8, 6.
Good reply by Crouin, and just taking a look at his opponent. Yeah, like I said before, the backhand side I think favors Crouin. It's very consistent there. Yeah. Not always with much power, but hitting his targets.
Now.
Well, that is a lifeline for Auguste Dussourd of France against his fellow countryman Victor Crouin.
9.
Yeah, and this is the shot that I really like from Dussourd. He does that often. I don't think even often enough, because it works.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, we're gonna replay that. Especially on this glass court of Hasta Vista, I think the ball clings to the sidewalls a bit easier than on a traditional court.
Yeah, it's a strange court because we have obviously glass on the three sides, but the front plays exactly like a traditional court.
Yeah. Yeah, but judging by that cross court, Dussourd really knows this court by now.
Yeah.
After this week.
Massive points now. Just a couple required by either player. And we have seen, I was going to say we've seen a number of unforced errors from Crouin in this set, I think at least 4.
I think this also goes down a bit to the style of racket preparation from Dussourd. I know he was a bit late.
Yeah.
I think he could have even thought about looking for a stroke there, but that's all in the past. We have game ball for the favorite, number 1 seed.
Dussourd's quick onto that one.
Have a chance of his own.
Oh, that's clever. That's very good. And the crowd here appreciating the skill of Dussourd. He held, and then that's the first time he's played that kind of shot.
The player must win by 2 points.
We've got a tiebreaker. This is what we wanted. A close game, exciting game, and we've got it.
Also close. Again.
Counter drop rally.
Incredible.
Goes straight, but the rally continues.
Hand out. No left. 11-10.
I think Porter's thinking as he did go through, and then he did actually play the ball, and the ball was too good. So maybe if he'd have gone through and not attempted to play, he might have got a let there. But
Yeah, but a lot happened in that
yeah,
front backhand corner.
there was a lot going on. But anyway, it's Crouin again with a chance to extend his lead in this match.
It's good length. It's a better line to the ball.
Yeah.
Dussourd needs to concentrate on the next ball. He's waving his hand at the referee.
It's good
Oh,
luck
that
from
looks,
Crouin.
yeah,
Nearly
looks good.
catches the neck at the back wall. Brave man to let that one go.
Throw to Crouin.
Unlucky at the
Well
end,
done.
but a
Game to
good,
Crouin.
good game for Auguste Dussourd. Let's hope he can build on that in the third game. But it's Victor Crouin who leads 2-0 right now.
W Betard od ponad 30 lat produkujemy prefabrykaty betonowe dla wszystkich typów budownictwa. Wspieramy największe realizacje w kraju. Dbamy o to, by Twoja inwestycja miała solidną konstrukcję. Betard. Mocny partner w budownictwie. W Betard od ponad
Play will resume in 60 seconds. Play will resume in 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. Crouin leads 2 games to love. Lavo.
So for my prediction to be right, we need Dussourd to win this one. Otherwise, it's all over, and Crouin will have won his first European individual championship title.
That he would, but we're hoping to see some more squash today, I think.
Yeah.
I know the crowd is. They want to see this match go possibly the distance.
Yeah. Well, that's the sort of start Dussourd needed. He's off out of the blocks first.
Yes, sir. Yes, lad.
Looks a bit soft, that, to me. Wow.
Well,
Disrespectful.
he was gonna get the nick, you know, one way or the other. Yeah, but that's shows his intentions in this third game.
Yeah, I think when a player goes for that kind of shot, showing the confidence that they have in their game at that moment. Wasn't necessary to go for that. Could have
Twice
yeah.
in a row. Yeah, that's better
Yeah,
from
that's the
Dussourd.
shot you were talking about from Dussourd. Oh, he rolls
That's
his
another
hand over
one.
that for the drop, and that's too good. But it was that drop that set it up, wasn't it? Rolled his hand over the ball.
End out. 2, 1.
Yeah, but as we keep saying, against a player of Crouin's caliber, you just need that third or fourth attack. You just have to keep patient. That was unlucky or lucky,
End out.
depending on your perspective.
2-4.
So if Dussourd can keep on doing that, you know, first player, maybe a little kill, then a tight drop, and then try to finish, then I can see a chance for him in this match.
Down.
Especially since Crouin's error ratio is through the roof by his standards, I think. A lot of cheap points for Dussourd. So he has to take advantage because Crouin isn't going to help him many more times, I think.
No, it's a long way back for Dussourd now. Confidence from Crouin on that. It wasn't a bad cross court at all from Dussourd, but the speed of this young French player around the court is just astonishing. Dussourd shakes his head. Probably feels like there's two Victor Crouins on court in that rally.
3-4.
Coverage is phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, at the pace he's moving, there might as well be two Victor Crouins on the court. And again, Dussourd did everything right. At the end, maybe overdid it, but what more can you do?
I love the way that Dussourd of those involved in the rally on a squash court still got time to have a little swagger and a mannerism towards the crowd. A little giggle from everyone as he shrugged his shoulders there.
Both of them, because Crouin did it first. I think that's why.
Yeah.
It was just a normal traffic. It was nothing too bad. It was just a normal traffic. It was nothing too bad. Hand out.
Yeah, and he's addressing it. He's saying that could he stop doing that while the play, so during the rallies. Because Crouin does do it a lot. Yesterday in that peculiar rally against Steinman, he also signaled to the referee, and it worked. Because the referee stopped the rally.
It's a difficult one because you can't cause a distraction, but what you are allowed to do is just to signal to the referee you think there's something that you might want to sort of him to address after the rally, like a ball that's maybe clipped out of court or something. But I think the gesture shouldn't be too big that it distracts your opponent. I think that's sort of the line. But anyway, adds to the fun. Showing their character on court, and that's
Well, that's disrespectful.
well, Dussourd not
Wondering if the referee is gonna
impressed
comment on that.
with that.
Well, in other
This-
sports like American football, you cannot celebrate, you know, in the face of your opponent
Oh, can
because
you not?
no,
Oh, okay.
you get a penalty for that.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Wow.
Oh, he's eyeballing. He's eyeballing Crouin after that. Rather,
Yeah,
over the
things
top
might get
presentation.
spicy.
it was the sort of gesture that you might do at the end of a match, but not on a single point. Maybe ask him about that afterwards.
Hold up.
Yeah. Well, surprised the referee didn't give him actually a contact warning because I understand they're probably friends. I mean, they play for the same national team, but
But Crouin's trying to stay uninvolved in the. But Dussourd's actually quite actively trying to involve him in a conversation and try and
I mean,
break that concentration.
I can't blame him. I can't blame him after what Crouin did. But I mean, if you know someone, you know, we can wind them up, even at this level. They're
Yeah.
still just teammates playing in a European final.
Yeah.
6-4.
I always think it's funny as you go past your opponent to go and do a serve, just to whisper to them that they look a bit tired. Or in Britain we call it sledging, but
Yes, sir. 6-4.
I don't know if I suppose what was by accident, but looked a bit like blocking. But well, we have Thomas Porter to keep an eye on that stuff.
yep.
He's been doing a good job so far.
So Crouin going for that crashing winner. How on earth has he got that?
Yep.
Well,
Go to the player, not the ball. Or the other way around. Go to the ball, not the player.
yeah,
Seven.
you got it.
4.
That's the one.
I did. Crouin didn't. But after that gesture from Crouin towards Dussourd, he's lost, I think, the 3 of the last 4 points.
Yeah.
So didn't
there's-
exactly work in his favor.
There's definitely some games and shit going on there at the moment between these two. But this is their moment for their country. 2 players from France that have a massive legacy in this sport, both in the men's and the women's game. Notably Camille Serme for the women and Gregory Gaultier won this title multiple times. And one of these players is going to add their name to that roll of honour. That's a great drop from the back.
Out,
from Crouin.
out, stop.
Oh.
I saw the ball touching the line.
We've got a really good angle to see that, and that dropped way below the line from where I was sitting.
I'm gonna.
I think we've got a better angle to see that than Thomas Forter, but I'll have a look back on the replay maybe and we can see.
Down.
Oh, that's a mistake from
Yeah,
Crouin.
yeah,
Oh, no,
probably.
that was in.
5.
I'd have to rewind it again, but I'm pretty sure I would if I was going to bet a jam tart on that. I think I'd be sitting here with 2 jam tarts now.
Down.
Well,
And down. 6.
2 errors in a row. First from Crouin, now from Dussourd. Think Crouin can get back in this game?
well,
6-9.
I predicted that Dussourd would get a game, and if he's going to, he's not going to get a better chance than right now.
The referee is taking a long look.
Ball was too short.
Ball was too good, says the referee, Thomas Forter. I have to say it was very
And
good,
down.
but we've seen how fast Crouin is.
Game ball.
10-6.
But he did,
Game balls.
exactly, but he did think about it for a while, didn't he, Thomas Force?
Yeah,
Actually
but-
replaying it in his mind. Says the ball's too good. It
I'm
was-
just wondering if Dussourd wins this game,
Okay.
does he end up celebrating the same way Crouin did to him?
well, we may be about to find out. He's got 4 bites at the cherry,
What up?
and he's going to need at least one of them.
Yes.
And that's
Using some towel tactics.
Tau, yeah.
I think Crouin even said yesterday that players do that after to change the momentum.
Yeah. But
When
it's
you
quick.
asked him,
No, to be fair, he's done that
Yeah.
very quickly. He's
but had some time to regroup after losing one of his game balls.
Yeah.
Still 3 left. Nice.
Oh, and he's on that cross court really quickly, and it's a good job because it was a brilliant one. And Crouin,
I think he slipped, and quite painfully.
yeah. But he knew it was going there and was on it immediately.
8,
Yeah,
10.
it was an awkward movement.
Game ball.
I was very surprised he got to that cross court because I think you could even hear him groan after that slip.
So I think
And
he's
it'd be good
signaling.
to clear the floor.
You okay to continue?
So he's
Are you
taking
okay
injury
to
break.
continue?
I think.
No.
Okay. Mr. Dussourd had inflicted injury. He's got 3 minutes.
Yeah, well explained by Thomas Folter. We'll be back in about 3 minutes, and hopefully Dussourd will be back as well.
W Betard od ponad 30 lat produkujemy prefabrykaty betonowe dla wszystkich typów budownictwa. Wspieramy największe realizacje w kraju. Dbamy o to, by Twoja inwestycja miała solidną konstrukcję. Betard. Mocny partner w budownictwie.
Time.
Injury break is over. Auguste Dussourd is back on court.
Ace 10, game ball.
Can he get a couple hits before Crouin serves or no? I think he's asking.
Game ball.
Can he have the ball?
No. No.
Okay.
That's
That's
Dussourd wanted a few hits of the ball, but
wow.
he's playing the game, isn't he? I'm not sure what game, but so can Auguste Dussourd extend this match?
There's a chance. There's a chance. No, that was a good cross court.
Stroke to one.
So Victor
9,
Crouin
10.
is saved.
Game ball.
3.
3.
Yeah. 10-6. I think we started. Either way, that drop from the back of the court is got Dussourd in some hot waters. That's where the injury occurred.
And there
now
it is. A wry grin from Crouin, but it's Dussourd.
Game to
Pulls one
Dussourd.
back.
Crouin leads 2 games to 1. Play will resume in 60 seconds. Play will resume in 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds.
And we are back.
Drama in Wrocław. It looked, to all extents and purposes, like it was going to be straightforward for the number 1 seed. As we saw,
Not up.
Dussourd
1 love.
It all started with that taunting of his opponent.
Yeah, there was a whole narrative going on that was underneath the squash.
And I think Dussourd just really wanted to win that game to, you know, get back at his teammate.
Yeah. I guess the question, though, is about the injury break. Is that an injury that's going to have an effect on this match, or is it something that's now he's run off?
2 love.
Oh, looks like it.
Well, certainly looks like he's got his tail up here. And, well, we've certainly got a story unfolding here. It's a fantastic boast, absolutely perfect pace.
And out.
And played just at the last moment,
Yeah,
giving the opponent, well, the least amount of time to react. The previous game was the first one that Crouin lost in the whole tournament.
You were still in a way. him an access to this ball. And no more discussion, please, Mr. Dussourd. I gave you my explanation. Please continue, or I will use the ball.
We can see how Dussourd start kicking the ball away from Crouin. Just the tiny things.
There's a lot
And
going on
before-
here if you look under the surface.
Before Crouin serving while Dussourd was still talking to the referee, serving to an empty service box on the other side.
Yeah. Well, whatever happens, I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later. But right now, they're gladiators in the arena. And
Yeah, and again, Thomas Porter doing a good job with his explanations.
yeah, and Dussourd soaking up this attack from Crouin really well. And I have to say, physically, Dussourd doesn't look laboured by yesterday's match.
That's a great shot. Oh, is that a no-let? It's a stroke to Crouin. Okay, I was all the way wrong.
See, for me, the error there is
Mr. Dussourd, you need to clear the ball and allow him his exit.
yeah, it's the wrong shot in that situation, because with Crouin being right behind him, yeah, it's just wrong shot selection. Unless that hits the nick, it's just the wrong shot. His
Yeah.
opponent's literally on the tee behind him.
Rewatching it, the drop also wasn't really the best he's played today.
Yeah.
Well, he's been told what he has to do.
Yeah.
Give his opponent access. Well, let's hope
Yes.
he can do it now. Some traffic issues.
And it goes for the winner. Gets very close, has to be said, and that's a beautiful lob, but just catches the back wall.
Again, really good on that forehand side from Dussourd, putting the pressure on his opponent. Now he missed the volley. That's what happens.
3-2.
Oh, the third point in a row for Crouin. Great lob, just flick of the wrist, but was enough.
Yes, left. 3-2.
He's been solid Forte, hasn't he? Our referee from the Czech Republic. So, a lot of pressure in a big final. Good explanations.
Yeah, I think with the referees sometimes it's even the tone of voice you use. So
Yeah.
the players know you mean business, but you're also understanding at the same time. And I think he's walking that line very well in this final.
Yeah.
Now, four, 3.
That landed straight in the towel basket.
And out. 4-all.
Great use of the skid balls to get out of trouble from Crouin. It's a good ball for Dussourd. Has to, as we say all the time, be patient. Keep attacking.
That's great defending by Crouin here. Dussourd's throwing everything he can at him.
Yeah, but that one ball's just changed everything. Played through the interference. Might just be a let. No, he's decided to continue. And this will be a let, I hope.
Oh, wow.
You need to make more effort to get to this ball.
I think that's a howler, I'm afraid. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's
It's an amazing rally. He's there
try
to
to
play the ball.
rewatch it
Mr. Dussourd,
because
I
we're
gave
on
you
the
my
other side of the court.
I think when Thomas Force watches that back, he's going to know that he's made a mistake there. I mean, how much more effort does he need to make without damaging his opponent on the way
Yeah, the
through?
problem is the next
That's
time
what-
that happens,
Yeah.
he's gonna push
Well, we saw
Crouin.
this yesterday, where straight after two no-let decisions by the referee,
think Nicky Miller.
Steinman went into the back of Crouin, and thankfully it wasn't an injury that was going to cause too many problems, but went into the back of his leg. And that's a consideration. You know, these points are there for safety. That's the only reason they exist. The let, the stroke, and that is just going to potentially mean that at some point Dussourd makes too much effort. Anyway, players moved on.
Yeah, it's still only 5-4, so luckily even if that decision was wrong, it's the middle of the game, but it's a tightly contested one, so each point counts.
Yeah. Oh wow, just caught the top of the tin there. Now
6-4.
Crouin's got a little mini lead. An important point here. Let's
Just delaying that a little bit. Trying to refocus, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Great
of course.
reactions.
Of course, we have a wow. Look at the hands, quick hands on the crowd. Roars. He read that and was on it like a thing.
Well, I'm on the side of he was guessing and he got lucky, but either way, it looked impressive. Got the applause it deserved.
Something you noticed when obviously we've got a hugely knowledgeable crowd because big proportion of the crowd here are all players and coaches, and when a referee makes a decision, there's this sharp intake of breath from the collective
you can hear it.
few hundred people, and
But that's why I sometimes don't understand, because if 100 squash players, people who play squash, are shocked at the decision,
And out.
it has to mean something.
7.
maybe we should have the equivalent of a clapometer where the decision can be overturned by the intake of breath from the crowd. Well,
Maybe we should have like 8 referees and let them vote. We had 3.
yeah.
People forget that. It wasn't so long ago. We had 3 referees. Sometimes they would argue
Well,
between them.
you've maybe got a fun concept with there. We've got video review. Maybe we can have audience review where people,
Actually, that's
you
You
know, what's
know.
the audience? Can I have an ask the audience? Can I phone a friend?
getting people involved. Use the hashtag. No let. think some of these ideas like that can come useful to the European Squash Federation.
Well, we should trademark those, patent
Yeah,
them before...
trademark them. You've heard it here first. So
we've done Tailgate, and now we've got audience interactivity as part of the refereeing process. What could possibly go wrong with that? Right, back to the proper action though, and the mindless banter ends. This is a great rally. Both players have stepped up.
that's
the
too
pace
easy for
now.
Crouin. That's better. That's wild from Dussourd. Too hopeful.
Oh wow.
Hold up.
Absolutely superb by these players. They really are giving us a treat out here. Dussourd, I think, going over to Crouin to check he's okay.
And out.
They're fierce rivals, but they're friends as well. And they're putting
Yeah.
on a show here.
Dussourd going for some shots in the front. This time it paid off. Oh no, look who's delaying the next rally. How things change depending on the scoreline.
I think there's a little bit of movement.
No, there was nothing because
Was
there's
there
you cannot see. I think.
There's nothing there. Maybe it was a reflection.
No, I think it needs
Or is
the
it
sweat
wiping
on the
I see.
wall.
Oh, okay. Bit of court maintenance being done there by
Well, that's
the
a new
world
one.
number 8. And he's going to come and do a little bit over here. And come around and do my windows at home if he wants later on. Knows his way around a mop.
7,
Okay.
8.
On with the squash.
That's a new technique to get some time in between points. I haven't seen that one. No, no. Ooh, how he got back, I don't know.
Go. And out.
Another gasp from the crowd and some
7.
uncertain clapping. See already preparing the French national anthem. That's one thing we can be sure of.
That's one thing we know is going to happen. Yeah. Oh, that's a great shot. And that's beyond the racket of Crouin. He's asking the referee, but no, that was just too good.
And out. 8, 9.
Dussourd is still in this.
Such talent on court here. And we couldn't have hoped for more, really.
Yeah, great final.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
8, 9.
So Yeslek, because the only option was to play the side wall. His opponent wasn't blocking the front wall, but the ball was quite tight at the back there, but definitely the side wall was open.
I think we were expecting a good performance from Crouin, but Dussourd rising to the occasion.
Yeah.
This is what makes this final so good.
Yeah, whatever happens in this match, he can go back to France being very proud of what he's done here in preparation for Paris. As from Victor Crouin, he pumps the air, and that
And out. 10, 8. Match ball.
Oh, both players with some great attacking shots in this rally. Just not enough for the defensive skills and quickness of Victor Crouin.
So can Auguste Dussourd thrill us once more and take this to a decider? Championship ball.
Or is this the first title for Victor Crouin?
11-8.
It is.
Mecz to Crouin. 3 games to 1. 11-3. 12-10. 9-11. 11-8.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll soon have the medals ceremony in a couple of minutes while they set up the court. And please stay there while I get Victor back and have a chat with him. What a great performance from these players. Can we have a round of applause for Auguste Dussourd and Victor Crouin? Victor Crouin. Wow. You are now European champion. How does that feel? After last year, runner-up, you've gone one better.
It feels great. I mean, I'm still focused on what was going on the court, trying my best to win the last rally. It got a little tricky around the end of the third game, and I thought I had it, and then all of a sudden I was 2-1 up. So yeah, I had to recover from that and stay strong mentally and believe in myself, and that's what I did. So I'm proud to win in 4 games today.
Yeah, you should be very proud. And your teammate Auguste, I mean, he put out the reigning champion. He's had a great week, and I'm sure as his teammate you're very proud of what he's done. But today you had to be 2 gladiators and not friends on there, and there seemed a lot of gamesmanship going on court, a lot of little looks at each other, and it was a delight to watch, because it didn't go too far. There was a little talking between the two of you, but the mind games seemed to be being played a little bit. And is it hard sometimes not to get drawn into that and to stay completely focused?
Yeah, I mean, he's a master of the mental game, and that's why it got really tricky around the end of the third game. But yeah, we aren't friends on court. We both want to win. There's a title in contention, so no, I'm glad I didn't miss that opportunity today, and I got the win. And it's a good trophy to have back home, and yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back next year and defend that title.
Absolutely, and just very quick, I mean, there is a legacy in France of this tournament, and you're now on that roll of honour with some of the greatest players the game has ever seen, so that's very special. Now, preparation for Paris, what will that involve for you?
I mean, there's no preparation. There's no preparation anymore. The preparation was here this week, trying to get a few matches going and try and improve 1 match at a time. And I mean, whatever the result, I was going to take away some stuff from this week, and I did. So I'm looking forward to being in Paris now, trying to catch my flight as soon as possible. So I'm not going to speak for too long anymore.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. Good luck in Paris. We'll do the medal ceremony now. Victor Crouin, ladies and gentlemen.